Today I went on my travels to meet up with Luke Venn. Luke's been a member of the British Football Coaches Network now right from the beginning, and we met up in neutral territory in Taipei at the beautiful Chiang Kai-shek Memorial. Let's catch up with his career to date and see what he's getting on with now. So I'm here with Luke Venn, who's been a member of the British Football Coaches Network basically since it started, so a very loyal member right here, and he's joining me in Taipei, or I'm joining him because he was here while I was still in China. Luke, thanks for meeting up. Pleasure to finally meet you, mate. It's brilliant. Luke, so you've been to Vietnam, you've been to India, and now you're in Taiwan. So what made you first go to Vietnam? How was it? How did you get the role? And tell us a bit about the role and how you enjoyed it.
So first I was in India. I did my B licence.
Oh, India was first.
So I did my B licence in Australia, and then I needed to complete the recorded sessions. So I went to India and was working with a team that played under 15s, under 13s I-League.
What team was that? That was the Blasters, Kerala.
It wasn't the Blasters, it was a team affiliated with the Blasters.
Okay.
But yeah, we had our own training centre, very basic facilities. The pitches were a problem. But yeah, we trained an hour and a half a day, but basically the visa fell through and I had to leave the country before I could finish all the work for the B licence. Yeah, classic. And then
was you working there kind of on a visit visa then to start with? Or?
Yeah, so the plan was that I actually had a wedding to go back to in the UK, so they said, well, come out on a tourist visa first, and then after 3 months you go back for the wedding, and then we can sort out your paperwork. But the actual training ground was next to a police station, so I was in quite a small village. Yeah, and when they saw a white man in this small village coaching football, they had questions, and then very quickly they found out, and I was made to leave the country. But yeah, then I contacted the BFCN, and they put me in contact with an academy in Hanoi. And through this academy in Hanoi, I met Neil Connor and Chris Smith, who helped me finish my B licence.
Cool.
And I worked at the United Nations school, and they helped me film the sessions. Really useful coaches, and yeah, really enjoyed it in Hanoi. And since then, I've been taking some time out of football, but since I've been in Taipei, I've been coaching semi-pro level 3 times a week and enjoying it again.
Decent. So going back to India again, when you arrived there, did you have any expectations? Have you been to India before? Have you been to Asia before? What was your first impression when you got there? What was your first feeling? What was the first kind of challenge for you personally, not in a football sense?
So I'd lived in Bangladesh when I was a lot younger, when I was 5-6 years old. So I wasn't that taken aback by the culture. But for me, the challenge was socially. I lived in China, and in China there's a lot of expat bars.
A lot more
clubs,
going on.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
And in India, I lived in a small village of maybe 400 people, maybe less.
Right. A proper village.
A proper village.
That's my village back in England.
Probably.
Proper village.
And yeah, there was just nobody to hang out with. So the under 15s, under 13s, they lived in the same building as me.
Yeah.
And I'd wake up with them, take them to school, take them back from school, and then we train. But I didn't make any friends compared to when I lived in China and Vietnam. Yeah. So in India, that was the biggest challenge. But the coaching was a lot better than what I did in China.
Yeah, what was the coaching like? Like how receptive were they? And was there any language difficulties? Were they messing around? Did you have to be a bit stern, or was they generally interested in actually learning and getting something out of the coaching?
I think they were a lot more interested than what I did before in China. They were older kids compared to the 8-9-year-olds you give in China sometimes. They were under 13, under 15, and they had actually aspirations to go pro.
To play,
So
this is affiliated with a club, right?
Yes. So training was serious, and everyone took it very seriously.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of pride in your performance, a lot of pride in training well, which across other cultures maybe doesn't exist as much. And that was, I don't know, I didn't expect it from India, but the quality of player was higher than I expected.
Was it kind of funded, so they wasn't paying, the parents wasn't paying, it wasn't a private academy, it was actually affiliated academy, So that's a big difference, right?
So the players were taken from their hometowns, which 13 can be quite young, but they lived in the academy and they went to the local school. So the school football team was actually really good. And we got to, I think, the semi-final of the state-wise competition.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they were actually chosen players,
nice.
which I think
Like a rep squad, like a county representative squad.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that brought a level of quality to training that I hadn't actually experienced before coaching youth football. And I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
So as a coach, that's probably one thing you got out of it. Did you get anything else out of coaching there? Any good experiences which you've been able to carry with you as well?
Emotional control was one thing that I had. I remember this semi-final of this statewide competition, we were 1-0 down. With about 5 minutes to go, our striker got put through 1-on-1, and the keeper just picked the ball up outside the box. And it was quite jarring because I couldn't really see it from where I was, and I was like,
has he just done that?
Yeah. And the ref ran over, spoke to the lino, straight red card, and then free kick outside the box. Like, oh, who's going to take this? But the other coach, the Indian coach for the other team, went absolutely postal. He ran onto the pitch, basically on the pitch was arguing with the referee. Yeah. This is still with 5 minutes to go. And then the referee was like, it's my decision, it's final. And then all of the players for the other team just sat down on the pitch, like a sitting protest. And this was in a really a FIFA pitch, in the middle of Kochi City.
Proper final. They're sat down. How long did it last? How long
About
was the
10
sitting?
minutes.
Yeah.
And then I think the match officials, the head honchos of the tournament who were there, came down, had a word, and then they, all right, cool, we'll continue playing. We lost 1-0, and they were jubilant when they won, but it was just bizarre because I've never experienced
that is an experience. Yeah, that is.
But yeah, it was really, the coaching in India was really special. The players were really, really grateful, and I don't know, compared to sometimes when you have parents appearing at sessions, it was very much coach directed, and that was a nice experience.
It's done the right way. It's for footballing reasons. It's not to impress parents. It's not just to get a foreign face, to be materialistic. It's actually coaching as they need coaching. They're a proper team. Was you able to use some parts of what you was learning from your B license on it? Did that come in handy?
Yeah, the periodisation definitely came in handy, and just the way we planned the 6-week cycles, I could definitely take that in. Obviously, India, the funding's not the greatest, so we did have some issues with pitches, balls, cones, basic things that I think you take for granted sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
So it had to be quite adaptable. But in terms of consistent coaching, it was just brilliant to do. 2 hour-and-a-half sessions a day with committed players who wanted to improve, and we could actually focus on topics. And for 6 weeks, we had cycles, we had themes for each week. We had proper fitness sessions, so it was really nice to actually.
Big difference. That's one of the takeaways a lot of people from coaching abroad experience is more time on the grass, more coaching time. Whereas in the UK or even Australia, you're putting together part-time roles, a few hours here, a few hours there. It's not with one consistent team, and it's a lot more difficult. So big bonus coaching abroad anywhere, even if it's not really what you enjoy or expected, is getting coaching hours, which has been great for you. In terms of salary, was you on a salary, or was it like an internship, or did you get any kind of money expenditure to pay to you? Sorry. Yeah.
So in India, I was down as an intern, I think it was. So they paid me a small salary a month. I can't even remember what it was in it.
Accommodation
and food. So that was the big thing. I was spending no money. So I was in this village. I wasn't doing anything because there was very little to do. But yeah, I think I probably came back after the 2 or 3 months I was there. I came back maybe 300 quid. So it wasn't a lot of money. And to be honest, because of the way it ended with
the visa,
the visa and that, I actually had to pay my own flight, so I actually made a loss on that.
Oh yeah, that was a loss. So you paid for the experience.
I mean, would I do it again? I don't know. I think I enjoyed the coaching so much, but the other part of your life, it's not all about football, was difficult. Yeah,
for sure, understandable. And although it was an initial loss, short term, longer term now, you've got that experience at that level with that level of youth, not a private academy youth kind of genre, that if something did come up, which there are opportunities out there in professional academies now with professional clubs, you got that Indian experience. So the value of that is tenfold. You're in positive as opposed to a short-term loss. So can't put a price on that. And there's so many people which maybe watching, listening to this, thinking, oh, I'm not going out to a country I ain't got the money, or I'm not doing that to waste 50 quid or £100 or whatever. Not seeing the long-term potential and possibilities.
Absolutely.
It's an investment, right?
Absolutely. I think India is the salaries in India are never going to be amazing, but they treat you well.
Yeah.
Like, you get your accommodation, your food normally covered.
Respected as well.
Yeah, like, people are kind to you. Yeah. Everyone speaks English, which I think is a big thing. Like, you know, I've worked in China and the language barrier is hard, but India, you can actually get your coaching points across easily.
How was your accommodation? How was the house?
Very basic.
Very basic.
I lived with the boys. So the boys had this 15-bed dorm, and I had a little room off the dorm, just at the side.
Around the corner.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. Like, they were really really nice lads.
Yeah.
And like, just the exposure to like good players, actual competition. Yeah. Like, the opportunity to improve as a coach was something I think that I really appreciated, and I was probably, to be honest, set the bar a little bit high, me moving forward. You know, I've seen opportunities that maybe I would have taken before, but having, as you said, the experience, I probably have a higher standard of what I want to do.
Well, that's how it works, isn't it? You progress. You know, you might want more salary, you might want better facilities, you might want better resources. So it's okay to have to broaden your expectations. Nothing wrong with that. And if people are kind of treading water and not moving anywhere, that's when you really have to question if, you know, what you're doing it for, what the reasons are for as well. Yeah. So you've done China, you've done India, Vietnam. What was it quite similar to China? The same kind of challenges and lifestyle as such?
The lifestyle was similar. It was Hanoi was a really vibrant city.
Yeah.
There was.
I've heard it's a good city.
Really good city.
I've heard it's good.
There's a really nice expat culture there. People are very friendly. There's an expat football league, so it's nice to get involved with that. Coaching was very different than China. We were mainly coaching expat children. Okay. And I worked with the international high school. So compared to China, different in terms of your coaching in your first language, which I think made a difference. But it was a very nice place to live. I wasn't there for that long. I think maybe 6-7 months when I finished my B license. But yeah, to be honest, the United Nations school where I worked had incredible facilities, and I was really lucky to. And thanks to Chris Smith, I was really lucky to be able to work there. So
how were the kids? Because sometimes when you this sounds kind of negative to expat kids, but it's kind of reality. I've experienced it myself. How are they in terms of wanting to be there and wanting to be coached or wanting to learn or wanting to play? Was it a mixture? Was there a balance between those not only there for a mess around, or those because the parents said, and then those who actually want to play and progress?
I think I could definitely see that. When I first got there, the first couple of sessions that I first watched, it was more of like football for fun. But we had a new player came in the year that I went in, and he sort of raised everyone's standards.
Okay, nice. So that they all responded from that.
And then it's sort of, you know, also when they have two coaches coming in from outside of school, I think they take it a little bit more seriously as opposed to when it's the PE teacher maybe. So there were a few kids who didn't take it that seriously, but I mean, they played in the competition called APAC, like Asian Pacific Games, and they've never really done that well. I think they came the year that I coached. I didn't go to Shanghai with them, but I think they came third, which for them is a really good result. But yeah, there were some very good players who took it very seriously. But with any school team, there are a few, you know, who don't really
fill in the gaps.
Exactly.
But again, a different type of coaching experience for you, with its own different challenges as opposed to India and China as well. So something to put in your toolbox again. And then going on from there, you found yourself in Taipei. You're head coach of Division 2 team.
Yes.
So now there is an actual official Division 2. When I was here, it was unofficial Division 2. So when I tell people, oh yeah, I won a league in Division 2, oh, there wasn't a Division 2, I said, yeah, but unofficial, we got promoted to Division 1, right? To Premier League. So you're head coach now, Division 2, get promoted, get through the qualifiers, then you're in the Premier League. Great for your CV, great experience. Now you're coaching senior players again. Now, how did you move to Taipei come along? I know you're an English teacher, and this is, I love this because this is something I'm really not obsessed, but I'm really, really keen on people exploring. So when they say, how do I get abroad? I said, get yourself abroad. Don't wait until you think you found a perfect opportunity. It won't come. Get yourself there, even if you have to be a waiter, even if you have to be a teacher, be an airline host or hostess, it doesn't matter. Get yourself there like you've done, and now you're coaching. So tell us a bit about what you're doing now, your coaching, and also your Division 2 coaching as well.
So it all started when I left India. Before Vietnam, I was a little bit disillusioned with, I guess, the way how I left India. So I did my CELTA teaching English course, which was a worthwhile investment because it sort of opened a lot of doors.
How much was that? About £1,500 or a couple of grand or something?
It was about 1,200.
Okay.
But you make it back in a month.
And it's quite intense. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Week in, week out.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
4 weeks, Monday to Friday. But it's allowed me to go to Vietnam where I could coach 3 times a week, like a decent side, but also earn money. So after the Vietnam experience, I took a bit of time out of football, and I came to Taipei to work as an English teacher. I enjoyed China, but I sort of wanted something a bit different, and Taipei ticks a lot of boxes. So I got to Taipei, started teaching English, and just did some cursory football club searches. A few popped up, emailed them. Be licensed coach. I'm looking to shadow or just to go watch a train. Just wanted to be on the grass. And this guy came back to me. He said, we've just launched this men's. We've been an academy for years, but we've just launched a men's team. The aim is to play in the playoffs and go into the Premier League. But we need a coach. So would you want to come down and do it? So I went down for a month. I shadowed, maybe ran a warm up.
Sorry to interrupt, but brilliant. So straight away you've just done, something what I did is you did a search, you did a bit of research, bit of due diligence, got in contact, actually politely connected with someone, said I'm going to be in Taipei anyway. Oh, we need a coach. Great, I'm a coach. And that, believe it or not, is actually how it works.
Yeah, I mean,
perfect.
Yeah,
absolutely perfect.
I emailed him, he emailed back, and we met up for a coffee, and he sort of explained what was happening, and it was perfect, because I was physically there. I was able to physically meet him, get a bit of his energy, and then decided to go watch them train a few times, and now I coach them 3 times a week. It's been quite the turnaround.
Coaching men 3 times a week, semi-pro. Semi-pro level. Right. And so now we're talking about you're getting close to being a top tier coach of a country, which not a lot of people can say they do. And again, that then opens more doors into different opportunities, especially across Asia. So how's life? How are you finding Taipei? How's life here? Be honest, just because I live here, my wife's Taiwanese, be as honest as you want, but I'm sure there'll be some positives in there. But anyone who's watching and kind of thinking about moving abroad to Asia, how's your life here?
I love it. It's brilliant.
Perfect.
It's probably the favourite place that I've lived so far. It's really, it's a brilliant city. It's well connected. It's a modern city, but there's nature all around. If you want to go hiking, you can go hiking. I play football as well as coach. There's a good expat scene. There's just a lot to do. Taiwan as a country is fantastic.
And affordable. Does your money go far?
In the UK, sort of
depends what you want, right?
It does.
If you want a full-on foreign lifestyle, then it's going to cost. It's going to cost more.
Monday to Friday, I sort of try to save my money. Saturday, Sunday, maybe I'll eat in a nicer restaurant, go for a few beers. But Taiwan is it's affordable. I don't worry about money anymore, which is nice, and it's allowed me to spend a little bit more time coaching.
And totally spot on. And when you look at, again, I tend to sound negative about actually coaching in the UK, but I'm not. But when you're looking at people who want to be a coach and they're only a part-time coach, or even a full-time coach earning £16,000 a year working for a professional academy, you got to think, what's this leading to? Am I going to keep treading water again? Am I actually going to aim to progress coaching and earn money? I'm actually going to try and make a career out of it. And it's very easy, from what I've heard from a lot of coaches in the UK to get stuck there. And someone's on top, you can't get to U18s, you can't get to U21s, U23s, someone's already there. Unless they move on, it's not going to happen. So here, without going into salaries, teaching salaries, you can be making £2,000 to £2,500. even £1,500 a month. You can then get a coaching gig on the side, which brings the salary up. So you're actually doing what you want, coaching as well, on all right money. As you said, it's livable. And I must admit, since being out in Asia, I've never had to, not never, but I've not had to check my bank account as much. You just check it on screen balance, but you're not there, oh no, I went out last night, oh no, I've got to check it again, oh I went shopping, oh no, I've got 50 quid left to last month. It's not that feel, it's almost like you're on holiday every day.
I massively agree. When I finished university, I went to work in London as a scout, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
Who's you scouting for?
I was working for an independent company called the Football Radar, and I was a player analyst, so I'd analyse players' performance in terms of quality. So it was less numbers, but I was rating players' ability in terms of on the ball, off the ball, and I really enjoyed it. But it was very much like hand-to-mouth existence. London's expensive. Yeah, for sure. Just as a graduate, I found that I was checking my balance every month. I'd be just about on my overdraft, and after about 6-7 months, I was like, this isn't for me.
A day without touching the overdraft was a good day.
Yeah, exactly. So after like 6-7 months, I was
I know, man. I know. I remember.
Yeah. And then since then, Asia's been comfortable, really comfortable.
It's that balance which really does help, and that can help coaches actually save up a bit of money to then do more licenses, or actually progress onto a different country and take a couple of months to get your feet under the table and then start up your own network, basically.
Yeah.
How's coaching with your Division 2 team? What do you enjoy in that role? What are some of the challenges you have in that role?
I really enjoy it. The quality is high. It's probably the highest quality I've coached.
Nice.
We've got a few players who've been involved with the national team. We've got a player who played, I think, 4th tier German football. So we've got a lot of quality. So the sessions need to be targeted, and I'm enjoying coaching good players, I've got to say. Challenges, language. I think I was lucky in Vietnam to coach in English, lucky in India to coach in English. Here, my Chinese isn't bad, but it's nowhere near good enough to coach. So I've got to create pictures when I'm coaching, and what I do a lot of is we try to come up with trigger words. Press or line, or just words that they understand in English, 1 or 2, 3 words maybe, and then those are the words we use when we're coaching. So that I think is a big challenge.
Also, the Chinese language, it only, for example, Spanish and Italian gets really deep into the meaning of words. English a little bit deeper. Chinese, they don't go really deep with feeling of what something means. So it's really hard, even if you do use some Chinese phrases, to actually explain what you really, really want. I really want you to put effort into your turn out right side, and you can't really emphasize it, even if it's in the local language. So you're best off doing exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. Also, I think tone's a big thing. Like, a lot of what I do is clapping. The intensity of how I clap sort of lets the players know if they're doing it well or badly. So it's like how you deliver your message is very different here to how it was in India or even Vietnam.
For sure.
I guess also a challenge is because I work full time in a school. I am tired come the end of the working day, and then to pick myself up to coach. Honestly, sometimes the quality of my sessions aren't what I like. But you have to live with that. I choose my Monday and my Friday session to be slightly better than my Wednesday session, which is more just small-sided games, a bit of fun. Just gives me more time to plan. But hopefully in the future, maybe I can go back into full-time coaching.
Concentrate more on coaching.
And
then less on
exactly.
teaching.
It used to be coaching full-time, teaching part-time. Now it's all reversed. I'd like to again reverse it.
Perfect. Exactly what I did. I actually quit my teaching job just to coach. Even though I wasn't getting the teaching salary anymore, I got to the point after 2.5 years that that's what I wanted to do, and I almost just made myself a full-time coach from that. And it's one of them where you've either got to put everything in the box, you've got to go all in, and hopefully it's going to work out, or you end up being kind of half in, half out all the time. So it may come to that point. But what you've done now is you've gone from coaching kids, an alright youth level in India, to now working with senior players, ex-national team players, ex-players who've been in the 4th tier of Germany or around Europe and whatnot, and that's kind of progression of a career pathway, right? you're starting to get to the areas what most coaches want. If they're honest, yes, they may enjoy working with youth coaches in academies, but a lot of coaches want to be working with senior level. They want to be working with first team. They want to be playing, working towards getting 3 points when they're playing every Saturday or Sunday. So you now created that for yourself. It's took going to China, India, Vietnam, and now here and teaching English, but you're at that point now. So what can you see yourself doing in the next 2 or 3 years? Are you gonna build on that? Have you decided yet, or is that something you'd like to head towards?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Given the state of the world, I don't want to make any plans right now.
Yeah.
I really like it here in Taiwan, so I'm sort of thinking of staying.
Especially virus times.
Exactly.
Taiwan's
the safest place to be.
I'm sorry everyone, but Taiwan is the safest country in the world right now. No masks.
Yeah, things are going really well here, to be honest. So I mean, Taiwan is a nice option, especially at the moment.
Yeah.
But I also want to do my A license.
Yeah. Australia again.
Australia, maybe even India.
Yeah.
If I wanted to get back.
Yeah, for sure.
India.
Or Philippines. We were talking about the Philippines before, and the strangest thing with the Philippines. So they charge their local coaches £300 for the A license, and they charge foreign coaches $3,000, $3,500 without accommodation. Which I found quite surreal, because I didn't end up completing my second part of Australian, so I checked out the Philippines. It's not about the money; it's just a principle. I understand that there's a lot of poor coaches there. If anything, I'll pay a donation, but I don't want to see such a kind of discriminated difference in prices. It doesn't really sit right with me.
I completely agree.
How much is it in India? Do you know?
I don't know. I think you have to get sponsored through a club, especially for the A license. You need to have backing. But I think it's affordable, and I think it's probably the same rate for foreign coaches and Indian coaches if you're going through a club. If you're going through the club. And just to point out, we have got some Indian opportunities with a professional club on the jobs board right now, so that's a perfect opportunity for our members to get out there as well. But I mean, A licenses, I think, because I was in Asia for so long, I've sort of went down the AFC route as opposed to the UEFA route. And the AFC A licenses, well, I suppose at the moment in the world, you don't know when they're going to be. So I'd like to, in the future, continue coaching and hopefully get onto an A license within the next year and a half. And hopefully I can then drop the teaching and go back to coaching.
If you have your A license, your head coaching experience with a senior team, that's certainly going in the right direction. Now with the A license, the Australian licenses I've read, now the FFA wanted to break away and create their own FFA licenses, although it's AFC, because they wanted to make it better level to close in with UEFA. But what's happened is Australian A license is the equivalent of a B license. So if you got an A, you would still need to do the A in UEFA, and vice versa for the B license. But it certainly gives you a good grounding. So good potential for progression for yourself. You enjoy Taiwan, which is great. You're enjoying your coaching at the minute. How's your team doing?
We're in pre-season at the moment. Division, the Premier League here started last weekend. I believe we start May the 7th. If all things go well.
Nice. I might come over and check out the standard.
Yeah, well, please do.
They've still got a statue of me from me winning the playoffs and everything. Not really.
But we're in pre-season at the moment. We're doing a lot of leg work. One thing is that we struggle with in the playoffs, we just weren't fit enough. We played 2 games in 3 days, which isn't ideal, to be honest. In terms
not ideal at all.
But we found that
no common sense behind that.
None whatsoever. But we found that we were lacking a little bit, so we've been just getting some distance into the legs, a lot of high intensity running. And just developing a pattern of play, a way that we want to play. And hopefully, I think we'll do quite well second division, but we'll have to see.
And if you need to do a bit of running for fitness, there's no better weather, because it is getting really muggy here now. The humidity's starting to pick up. The jungle humidity, which is great for me, because I'll have to start wearing more hats. But people can get fitter in a lot quicker time. It literally comes out of you.
The last 2 weeks especially have been very hot. Starting the league in May, I don't know, maybe we'll have to think about how we actually want to play. Probably can't play pressing football in 35
I'm chasing everyone.
not
at all. Not at all.
So I guess there are things that you don't think about coaching in Asia, coaching in the UK. You've got to adapt to the climate.
Yeah. What's the ratio of foreigner to local or Asian players you have?
So we're mainly Taiwanese. We've got,
okay.
I think, 3 Japanese players and 1 South Korean player.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the moment, no Western foreigners.
Okay, yeah, keep it like that. You don't want them struggling.
No.
struggling in July and August.
Exactly. So hopefully the Taiwanese legs come through. But we're all right.
Amazing, and the good thing is there's an actual tier 2 now in Taiwan. So even though it's taken 20 years, it may take another 20 years. They are getting there slowly but surely. Luke, thanks for joining me and for saying a few words to everyone. I'm sure they'll find out of interest, and they should do, because I want people to listen to what people are saying who are actually out abroad working and coaching, and basically they're going to end up with a senior professional team position abroad rather than someone who's sat at home messaging or phone calling. You're literally thousands of miles away than the person who is sitting in the country right now. Okay, so get on the plane, get your feet on the ground, give me an email, and let's chat what you can do. Luke, thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Do we shake hands?
We do again. Nice.
Cheers, mate. That's decent. Start getting ready.